I'm Chad from Chad DIY, and today we are discussing Etsy and how my first year went. So let's get started. So I never really thought much about starting an Etsy channel. I knew what it was. You can sell basically handcrafted goods there. Never really thought about it much. But about a little over a year ago, I saw a video from Shop Nation, and he was doing kind of the end of year review on his channel and his business. And he was killing on Etsy. He had all his statistics up. He was doing so well. And what he was doing is he was selling digital woodworking plans, and he was selling 3D printed items. Now, this is where I thought, hey, that's perfect for me. I do woodworking, I can make plans, and I also do a bunch of 3D printing stuff. So it just kind of clicked, like I didn't need to do what this guy is doing. So I kind of got the plans in motion on starting my Etsy channel. I was going to first start off with some digital plans, and then maybe work my way into some 3D printed items. So that was my first step, is the digital plans. There's definitely a learning curve to digital plans. Usually my plans for woodworking consist of me writing them down on a sheet of paper with some measurements and then kind of building as I go along. So to sit down, I created everything in Fusion 360, so step-by-step plans, and kind of made them look decent or look good, where people could follow along. And I did a few videos where I did actually projects, I want to say, where like new projects where I had the digital plans. But also I took a few of my older videos that I had already done, and I made plans for them off of some stuff I've already built. So I got my digital plans loaded up there. So it wasn't all completely new projects I was working on. I kind of split it in half, and I think I might have done 4 or 5 digital plans, maybe. I'm not even sure now at the time, but that was my first start. So I got a few digital plans there loaded up on Etsy, and I kind of waited, and all of a sudden I got a sale. I was like, this is great, and I was selling, I still am, I think for $7 a plan, and maybe I get like $5 after the cut. So it's like every digital sale is maybe $5 or $6. But it was kind of nice. It's kind of fun. I get a little like ding on my phone and like, oh, I made a sale. And the great thing about the digital products is you don't have to do anything. Once you make them, once you upload them, that's done. Etsy sends them off to the customer or whatever, and I'm not a part of it anymore. After I got my digital plans there kind of started, I then started working on the 3D printed side of things. And this is where I thought I was going to just hit it big. I had some ideas, some stuff I really hadn't seen out there before. And the 3D printing side of things is where I thought it would just take off. Kind of like the guy on Shop Nation. I think he said 2/3 of his business on Etsy is his 3D printed stuff, not his digital plans. So then I kind of started focusing more on that. Now here are a few of the items I've created from the 3D printer. If you don't know what a 3D printer is, it's basically I design in Fusion 360, you design your item, and then a 3D printer kind of lays little layers of melted plastic, and it goes and goes and goes. And it takes a while. Like this thing, this is a speed square holder. You can hold like 4 speed squares. I don't know, it's kind of cool actually. I think this takes 14 hours to print. So it's not a fast process, but it's not like you have to attend it either. You just set up a print, and then I have like enclosures for my printers, so I just kind of let them overnight, and they're fireproof enclosures just in case anything goes wrong, like it won't burn down my garage. So these are the items. And so I don't know, these are just a few speed square holder. I got like this dust port collector thing, for like drill press I had, or a router table or whatever. You can hook up your shop vac to it. But what I thought was gonna, was gonna be just my genius idea was randomly enough this wood glue holder. Now why I thought this was so clever is one of my frustrations with wood glue is as the wood glue goes down, you try to use it and it's harder and harder to use each time. Like you gotta hit it, you're waiting for it to like the glue to drop down to the bottom. And it's a minor inconvenience, I realize it, But so I have created this holder that you can hold your wood glue, but you can also hold it upside down while you're working on things. So all the glue is at the bottom. So this is what I thought, like every woodworker obviously needs this. They're gonna want this. I'm gonna be shipping many a day of this item. And I was very surprised that interest was like non-existent. Now my theory for that. I don't really have, I have a few theories. First of all, when you go to Etsy and you're typing in items or whatever, I don't know if anyone's actually typing in wood glue holder. I don't think anyone even knows this exists. I feel like woodworkers like, oh, they would love to have this, but if you don't know to even look for it, you're not going to find it. So in Etsy, you set up keywords that you think people might, be looking for to find your items. And I just don't think people are ever searching for wood glue holders. And so trying to get that on the platform where people are searching, and I know my analytics, like I go through all my items and you have hundreds of views and it trickles down for all your item. And my wood glue holders, which I thought were going to be at the top, were always at the bottom. Like, I don't even know how people stumbled across them, to be honest. But I still think it's a great idea. I made a 1, 2, and a 3 where you could hold up to 3 wood glue holders. But that's, I guess, the learning curve of Etsy, is you got to find items that actually sell, that people may, I don't know, I think people might want them. I don't know if they could find them. It's hard to say. But I feel like my niche was just like, or my niche, however you want to say it, was just a little too small on the wood glue holders. So as I'm going along through 2022, my channel's kind of a little bit stagnant. I don't know if I'm getting maybe $30 to $40 a month. It's not really more than that. I'm mostly selling the digital prints for I don't know, do the math on that, how much for $7 a print. And it was mostly this one, I built this, I don't know, years ago now, this keyboard for like a piano keyboard. I built a stand for it. And so I made plans for that, and that was my most popular item, I guess. And I only had a few of the 3D printed, the glue holders, as we just discussed, a few of the 3D printed items. So I think kind of my biggest mistake maybe starting out is I wasn't adding products consistently enough. Especially the digital plans do take quite a while. Digital plans are more intensive up front. You can spend a lot of time making them, but once they're done and you can move on. The 3D printed items, to design them, takes less time to I guess create them. You have to come up with an idea for one thing and make it a reality. But then when you sell one, you actually have to print it. Or I kind of keep some stock, I guess, depending on how you want to do it. But and then you got to ship it out. So you can get a little bit more money. My items sell from $7 to, I think my highest price item is $13. So it's not a huge dollar item, any of this stuff. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of the fair range. It seems kind of ridiculous to sell a piece of plastic for, some people $30, $40, $50, I don't know. So I don't know, if people pay it, I guess that's fine. But yeah, I didn't really have a way, besides my little YouTube channel, I guess, to market my items. So, and I didn't pay for ads or anything. So I feel like it was just kind of stagnant. I think most people that went to my store were probably off the YouTube channel. There's probably analytics I can find for that. But I don't know how a lot of organic searching was bringing them to my shop on Etsy. So I definitely could have done more in that aspect of, I don't know if I have 13 listings right now and it's been a year. So that's one a month. It's kind of disappointing. Like, I should have probably tried to do at least 2 or 3 times that amount, and I feel like that would have really helped the store. So overall, how did my channel do in my first full year, I guess, 2022? I made just under, grand total, $500 for the year. Now, the reason it was kind of interesting, I was getting to December and I kept getting warnings from Etsy saying you need to have your tax info if you go over $500. And I was at like 400 or something, and or a little over 400. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine next year. I'll figure out next year. And right at the end of December, I got like 3 orders for 3D printed stuff, and it like hit my max, and it actually shut down my shop. Like people couldn't buy it from there. So I was kind of frantically trying to get it up and running. So that was kind of interesting, where I just made it to that kind of $500 threshold, which that's when they require you to have your tax information, which I thought was going to be a big deal. And this is what I found out, that I think they wanted my social security number. So a little sketchy giving them that, but I think that's all I had to do. I didn't have to do business information. It was really simple to keep selling on Etsy. So do I think $500 for the year is kind of disappointing? A little bit, yeah. And I look at all these other videos and they make 6 figures their first year. I mean, I wasn't even close to that. Now, granted, I didn't probably put in the effort that some had put in, but I don't know. I also think too, it was $500 that I wouldn't have if I didn't do Etsy. And most of it, the digital plans, there's not really any cost. That 3D printed stuff, there is a little cost for filament and stuff. So the 3D printer, which I have them anyways. So it's basically the filament cost I'd have them whether I'm selling on Etsy or not. So I don't know. I took it as a good, all right, first year, I guess. The exciting part, or what I'm excited about now, is that I've uploaded a few new things, and in January now, 2023 this is, I think I sold like $150 this month. So, and the month isn't quite over. So it's definitely, that trajectory. If I keep growing it, this could be a lot better year. So I'm excited for this year. I'm probably going to focus more on the 3D printed side of things. The digital downloads are nice, and the woodworking plans are nice because they're, automatic, but there's a little bit, I don't know, you can get a little bit more money, I guess, for the 3D printed stuff. I like to 3D print. It's fun. I like to get the dings on my phone that I made a sale. At this point, it's fun going to the post office and mailing things. I'm sure if I'm doing that all the time, it would get annoying, but it's just like, it's a little bit of adrenaline rush, I guess, when you get a sale. Weirdly enough, I don't know, maybe that's not weird. But so I'm excited going through 2023 that I can grow my shop. And I'm excited kind of for the future. So if you have any questions about my business, if you have any tips, that would be great, because I could really use some tips on Etsy. And this, hopefully, I wasn't trying to intend this as like a how-to by any means. And there's so many more experts on Etsy than I am. But was just kind of wanted to give how my year went, and how like a small little YouTube channel, like small little side business can do with selling these kind of products. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Any tips, anything, do that as well. So we'll see you next time.